Let's continue to read the book by Sam Harris, Waking Up, A Guide to Spirituality Without Religion. Enlightenment. What is enlightenment? Which is so often said to be the ultimate goal of meditation. There are many esoteric details that we can safely ignore. Disagreements among contemplative traditions about what exactly is gained or lost at the end of the spiritual path. Many of these claims are preposterous. Within most schools of Buddhism, for instance, a Buddha, whether the historical Buddha Siddhartha Gautama or any other person who attains the state of full enlightenment, is generally described as omniscient. Just what this means is open to a fair bit of cavilling. But however narrowly defined, the claim is absurd. If the historical Buddha were omniscient, he would have been, at a minimum, a better mathematician, physicist, biologist, and Jeopardy contestant than any person who has ever lived. Is it reasonable to expect that an ascetic in the 5th century BC, by virtue of his meditative insights, spontaneously became an unprecedented genius in every field of human inquiry, including those that did not exist at the time in which he lived? Would Siddhartha Gautama have awed Kurt Gödel, Alan Turing, John von Neumann, and Claude Shannon with his command of mathematical logic and information theory? Of course not. To think otherwise is a pure religious piety. Any extension of the notion of omniscience to procedural knowledge, that is, to knowing how to do something, would render the Buddha capable of painting the Sistine Chapel in the morning and demolish Roger Federer at his center court in the afternoon. Is there any reason to believe that Siddhartha Gautama or any other celebrated contemplative possessed such ability by virtue of his spiritual practice? None whatsoever. Nevertheless, many Buddhists believe that Buddhas can do all these things and more. Again, this is religious dogmatism, not a rational approach to spiritual life. I make no claims in support of magic or miracles in this book. However, I can say that the true goal of meditation is more profound than most people realize, and it does, in fact, encompass many of the experiences that the traditional mystics claim for themselves. Is it quite possible to lose one's sense of being a separate self and to experience a kind of boundless open awareness, to feel, in other words, at one with the cosmos? This says a lot about the possibility of a human consciousness, but it says nothing about the universe at large, and it sheds no light at all on the relationship between mind and matter. The fact that it is possible to love one's neighbor as oneself should be a great finding for the field of psychology, but it lends absolutely no credence to the claim that Jesus was the Son of God, or even that God exists. Nor does it suggest that the energy of love somehow pervades the cosmos. These are historical and metaphysical claims that a personal experience cannot justify. However, a phenomenon like a self-transcending love does entitle us to make claims about the human mind, and this particular experience is so well attested and so readily achieved by those who devote themselves to specific practices. The Buddhist technique of metta, METTA meditation, for instance, who even take the right drug, MDMA, that there's a very little controversy that it exists. Facts of this kind must now be understood in a rational context.